Hi, this is Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and this is well, it should be no BS coaching advice, but it lists as no BS job search advice. So if you watch this on YouTube, it will be corrected. I'd like to spend some time each day at noon trying to help people play bigger and providing advice to individuals, whether it's individuals or organizations, about playing their professional and personal games bigger. Because folks need coaching. At the end of the day, people are making way too many mistakes by trying to tough it out and do it by themselves, and there's no need to do that. So, if we're joined, then I'll have someone grab a seat and we'll do a blab that way. Otherwise, I'm just going to do a quick little lecture here, or have a quick fireside chat talking about a call I was just on for a mastermind I'm involved with. Now, we have 8 of us who get together weekly on Friday mornings, and we spend about an hour with one another. And the mastermind here was about, each of us working on particular objectives that we have personally and professionally. One of the people on the call had an interesting observation. He's trying to go into business for himself. And for now, he's a contractor to a number of different organizations. And interesting guy, very smart. And he's a great employee, but he struggles looking out for himself, looking out for the entrepreneurial part of himself. And as he was talking, he had a goal in mind for the week where he was supposed to do some work on an ebook he's involved with, put in a certain amount of time, and came up short. And part of the reason I think he came up short is he'd had a conversation with his largest particular client, and they basically said they kind of viewed him as an outsider. And as a result, hadn't given him the raise that he expected to receive that many other people got. Now, where am I leading with this? Real simple. In his case, he started to realize that his perfectionist qualities keep getting in the way of him looking out for himself. That each assignment that he gets from a client of his, he tries to do to 190% of his ability. He is really well prepared, well organized. He does homework before each workshop. And as he was talking, he said something I thought was wonderful. I think he gave credit to me. I think it may have been someone else there who may have said it to him. I'll take his word for it. I said this little pearl. And he said, you keep trying to shoot for an A, and a lot of classes are pass-fail. There's a lot of things that we do where good enough work is good enough. And we don't have to shoot for the moon all the time. We can shoot for getting a passing grade, and it's going to be perfectly fine. Now, I know this runs contrary to what a lot of solopreneurs are taught. As a solopreneur, you're taught, you have to give exquisite effort. So you're under promise and over deliver all the time. That's the goal as a solopreneur. Make them fall in love. You say you're going to do one thing and you do 200% of it. How's that working? For a lot of folks, they're getting business from it, but is it worth the additional effort that you're putting in for the results that you're getting? Well, I'm putting seeds in the ground. At the end of the day, they'll bear fruit. And that's certainly possible. But you don't necessarily have to do 200%. You can do 125. You can do 100%, damn it, and wind up in a situation where you look great to the client. You've done terrific work. They're happy, and you haven't killed yourself, and you still got stuff left over in your gas tank to work on for your own stuff. So I want to encourage you folks, if there's an opportunity to, I don't want to say play smaller, but to do great work, but not super spectacular, unbelievable work. Do great work. It's going to be terrific. The client is going to appreciate it. You'll love it. And you're not going to leave all your energy behind and not be able to look out for yourself or your family. At the end of the day, all of us are self-employed. I don't care if you're an employee of a company, a large firm is writing a check to you every week for your work. Makes no difference. You're still self-employed. And you have to think like a self-employed individual. As a self-employed individual, you're looking out for your own instincts, your own needs. You're the chairman of the board of your own company, and your shareholders are your wife, husband, partner, kids, or kids, and you have to look out for their interests. And if you have nothing left in the tank afterwards, it's not going to be a lot of fun for you. You're not going to get as much done. So remember, you're the chairman of your organization. In my case, let's say it's the Altman organization. That's my last name. So, recognize you're the chairman of your own firm. You have to look out for your own instincts and not do too much. I'm Jeff Altman. I'm going to say very simply, I hope you enjoyed this. I'll be back on Monday with more advice for you. Have a great day.